I pray that our child doesn't have any type of deformities and that is 100% healthy, but we're ready for it. I lived my whole life for this, so, who better?
When I was pregnant with Bucky, I worked for DuPont around Teflon. I was in direct contact with the chemicals. They tried to blame me. They said it was something that I did. And the more they would tell me that, the more suspicious I got. But I didn't know what I'd been exposed to. He was born with half of a nose, one nostril, a serrated eyelid, and a keyhole pupil where the iris and the retina is not connected.
From the time I was a few months old to 5 years old, I probably had about 30 surgeries. Initially, I accepted it, and I just thought I was dealt a bad hand. I mean, I cared about what I looked like, obviously. I looked in the mirror every single day, so there were things that I cared about my appearance. But my parents were they wanted me to be cool with who I was. I was probably about 19 when I think we met.
The summer before we got married, so it was 2002.
Okay.
Whatever happened, made him who he was, and I guess it didn't really matter to me. And I guess later when we thought about a future family, all that stuff goes through your head, when you're like, this is the person I'm gonna marry, and, is this gonna affect our lives? And I remember it more bothering him and him saying how he would never, I don't want to cry, he would never want to have a kid, have to go through all that he went through as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it to hinder him wanting to start a family. Even though it was a concern for us in reality, they said that there was at least a 50% chance that it could be passed on to the babies, that they could end up with exactly what he went through.
They had a special geneticist come in, and, it was kind of like my biggest fear, being manifest right in front of my eyes.
This is something we really had to pray about to know, are we going to take the next step and have children?
Sitting in the pre-op and just thinking, I know this is going to be okay. I know this is going to be okay. But what if it's not okay? His first cries, I knew I wasn't dad. It changed my life. It really did. His eyes are closed, but he's smiling. This is heaven right here for me. This is awesome. This isn't the end. We're gonna fight till everyone is safe. I don't know what C8 does with lifelong exposure, but changes have to be made.